Hey everybody, this is Zach with Tanuki Games, and today we're taking a look at Lollipop Chainsaw for the PS3. Lollipop Chainsaw wears its influences proudly on its sleeves. If I had to compare it to anything, I would say that you took one part Return of the Living Dead, one part Clueless, mix in any number of John Hughes films, and then just put it all on top of a Lisa Frey Trapper Keeper. Lollipop Chainsaw is a collaboration between Suda51, who's most famous for Killer 7 and No More Heroes, and James Gunn, who did the two live-action Scooby-Doo films as well as Guardians of the Galaxy. The protagonist of the game is named Juliet, and she's basically your ditzy cheerleader archetype, but she's also a zombie hunter, and she comes from a family of zombie hunters. During the course of the game, her boyfriend is bitten by a zombie, and the only way she can save him is by chopping off his head and reanimating it. This pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the game, which is pretty wacky, and strangely, the game works great. It really does sell you on this idea of just complete, wacky, goofy, almost Scooby-Doo-esque kind of shenanigans. The gameplay in Lollipop Chainsaw is a straightforward affair. It's a hack and slash, and it works well. I do think that sometimes the hitboxes and the hit detection can be a little bit touch and go, but for the most part, the game works very well, and the combat is pretty deep and satisfying. There's a lot of features added onto the game that you don't really see coming. The levels in Lollipop Chainsaw are pretty long, and the boss fights are a real highlight. Some of them are very interesting. While they're not very difficult, the actual boss characters are pretty engaging. One of the really interesting things about Lollipop Chainsaw is that it's actually quite subversive. Typically in games, we're desensitized to violence or even characters who seem unrealistically proportioned, which Lollipop Chainsaw does have a lot of. It also has a lot of on-the-nose drug references that I was very surprised by. Typically in video games, you don't see a lot of direct reference to drug use, and this game seems to just kind of wear it proudly on its sleeve. A great example of this is in the fourth stage, you actually cut open these mushrooms and you go on a trip. At one point, you're literally mowing down zombies and listening to Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Round. It's totally bizarre, and, it makes somehow a lot of sense. As I played through Lollipop Chainsaw, I really did just have a smile on my face the whole time. It feels so honest. The game really does want you as the player to have fun, and it's a great experience. Gameplay is good enough, and the story that gets woven is just so absurd and surreal. You can't help but just have a smile on your face the whole time. Coupled with the fact that the combat is decent, it's just a great package. You can find this game for around the $15 mark for the PS3. I hope eventually we'll get a sequel to Lollipop Chainsaw, even if it's a spiritual successor. I'm a big fan of Suda51's prior works, but this is the most cohesive of them all, I think. If you've played Lollipop Chainsaw, what are some memories or gems from the game that you remember? If you haven't played Lollipop Chainsaw, what are your impressions of the game? How does it look to you? This is Zach with Tanuki Games. Thanks for watching. Any support you can give the channel is very much appreciated. Enjoy!